Very good question. I actually have an entire keyword research for product launch video up on our YouTube channel. I highly recommend going and watching that. So essentially what you want to do is you want to figure out where's the sort of relevant space that your product fits in. I am going to always advocate for getting much more specific on the relevancy of keywords to my product than I'm going to be going super broad. The example I always get is, like if you have like a water bottle, if you run on water bottle, there's glass ones, there's insulated ones, there's plastic ones, it's super broad because you're not certain as to what the shopper is actually looking for when they type in that search versus like women's pink insulated water bottle for running. Super, super specific. You're 100% certain what that specific shopper is looking for. And so what you're looking to do when you do launches is you want to find the intersection between where you have decent enough search that it makes sense to go after. So for instance, that search that I just gave you, like women's pink insulated water bottle for running, my guess is like if I went into Helium 10 and looked at the search volume for that keyword, first off, we might have no search volume, or it might be like 50 to 100 search volumes a month. That's not really enough to get me the momentum and the amount of shopper visibility for my product that I need on launch, because at this point, you're just looking to like get the product in front of the shoppers. So you're trying to find that intersection between, okay, so if I do like women's pink insulated water bottle, women's insulated water bottle, like do I get enough search there and is it specific? So you're trying to find that intersection, and then how many keywords I'm going to launch on is actually determined by my budget. So to like the last question where he was saying like, hey, you only have $500 a month to be able to spend toward this, you want to factor that into your launch strategy. What I've seen far too many times, and why a lot of new sellers kind of get into hot water in the beginning with their advertising, is they will watch someone say like, okay, you need 100 keywords and you need to make sure you have this maximum bid on them, and you absolutely have to put these campaign budgets on them. So they'll build out this huge, robust launch strategy, and on day 3, they'll realize the budget of running this is a couple $1,000s a day, and I only can afford a couple $100s a day for my launch strategy. And so they end up pulling back. And the only reason you really waste ad spend, like true wasted ad spend, not tested ad test budgets, but like wasted ad spend, is when you spend money on things that you are not able to glean long-term benefit of some sort of test results. So for instance, if I'm doing this like really robust launch strategy and I'm like, I can't afford $2,000 a day, and so I have to prune back my ads, and maybe I only have like 1 or 2 clicks on a lot of these keywords. 1 or 2 clicks is not enough for me to even do anything with that data. So that is like the true definition of wasted ad spend. So one thing you can do to actually sort of like forecast like how much, again, these are super rough forecasts, but you can say your expected conversion rate. So if you take 1 divided by conversion rate, that's going to give you the average number of clicks that it takes for you to convert to 1 sale. So you can do that mathematics, and then you can look at what you think your average cost per click is going to be. Again, these 2 numbers are going to be super rough estimates in the beginning, and you're going to get more refined as you get data back. But those 2 numbers, so you can say, okay, how many clicks on average does it take me to convert to a sale? And then what is the average I'm paying per click? And then if you take those 2 numbers and you multiply them together, that on average is going to be the amount of ad spend you can expect to have if you get 1 order. And through that, you can actually forecast like launch ACoS, other things. But I would say you just stick with that basic forecast model. And that's how I would do it. And other things that's pretty common is we like to start out with exact match, sponsored product ads, probably more aggressive, again, on a limited keyword subset. And then if you have a video ad, you can also do exact match, sponsored brands video ad to launch. Those are the 2 that we tend to use there. And starting out, I actually have another video on our YouTube channel where you want to start your bids, because there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either start super aggressive or you could be a little bit less aggressive. It really, again, it's dependent on goals for you and what you have in your ad budgets. I like to, if I can, start more aggressive. That would be my preferred method. And then watch that for, you say, the next 3 days. and then sort of adjust upward anything that's working, maybe adjust downward things that aren't working. You do want to get enough clicks to actually determine if something is or isn't working. And then once we have, say, a week or two of data, then we might start branching out into other match types, potentially adding auto campaigns, etc. That's our general. Honestly, the two things to get right on launch, regardless of like what the campaign build outs look like, is the keyword selection and your bids. If you can get keyword selection and bids right in any ad account, you're going to get a lot farther than somebody who isn't able